Good morning, traders. Today we are revisiting Alibaba, and I did do an analysis video on this a few days back, and so far it's pretty much playing out for the most part. I did expect it to go up here as long as it could maintain this shielded area, as long as it didn't dip under that, and it was right. It happened. Now it didn't hit the second gap yet, so that's still possible. But just keep in mind the 76 area, and we'll come back to this shortly. But really, what I really wanted to look at today is the seasonality tendencies that I see in Baba. And going back 9 years, around this time every year, there are some significant moves, and we've only had two solid red years, I guess you can say, and the rest have been pretty much green. You know, of course, varying degrees and different time frames. It's not always 46 days. Sometimes it's 14. 13, 30. So the range is that, but I think more importantly is that we see these runs right around this time. And I'm a gold trader by nature. Like I started with gold. I've traded gold exclusively for 6 years. I'm on my 14th year now. Gold catches a bid during the Lunar New Year because, the Chinese like to buy gold. And so that's what kind of prompted me to look into this. And yeah, I think there's a thing here. The only thing I would say is that this one right here, it's hard to kind of include it in the metric because if it wasn't for the pandemic, this probably could have continued to rise. But we can't include that. We can't say it because what happened was there was more red. So we'll omit this one and we'll just say 6 out of the 9 years. So that's a 66% chance. I think that helps support the bullish case, at least statistically. Because if we were to include this, if we did not get the pandemic, we may have seen this included, and it would have went up to like 78% chance that we get some green. Right. So there's a balance right there. I don't know however you want to take it, but yeah, I think that's good. And another notable fact, and I think is one that's more important than anything else, is that even during the downturn, we seen the bounce at that, around this time, this time of year. So I think that's very good. So I think the odds are in our favor for that analysis. And just keep in mind, if you haven't seen that analysis, I definitely encourage you to watch it because we do talk about the fair value, which is a lot higher up, and you get to see how it played out. But zooming back in, keep in mind this is going to be a major level. Oh, and the next thing I wanted to talk about was the options. So on Friday, before the holiday weekend, I seen that there was 83,000 calls for the January 19th 80 strike. Right? I don't know if I said that right. But for the 80 strike January 19th calls, there's 83,000 and I think 8,000 more were added, but we don't know if all those are going to stick. So I would check that out in the morning and see how that's looking. But someone else is thinking the same thing, you know. Someone else is thinking that there may be some upside here, and I would certainly welcome it. So if we do come down here, just if we can close the year out above 76 or just a daily or a weekly above here, especially on a rejection, that would be fantastic. So I don't know. Stay tuned for the next video, which will be on Boeing. Now that one I do have. It's all charted up. I got the levels. I got pretty much what I want to say in mind, but I just haven't had the time because of the holidays. Feel free to drop a comment with a ticker that you guys are interested in. If I have time, I'll make a video. At the very least, I can post it on my community page and kind of break down the chart. I love looking at this stuff. I've been doing it 14 years, like I mentioned earlier, and I feel lucky to do so. And actually, the reason I'm doing these videos is because I want to build a community, right? And I want us to elevate, right? I want my community to elevate. So if you want to be a part of that, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and let's have a fantastic 2024. My saying is Finish strong, start fast. So this would be a good trade to start the year if it plays out. But always remember, there's that risk, right? There's a lot of risk, right? So happy trading and best of luck.